No, we have a lot of spots still dealing with some rain, but we're also waiting for a switch over. I think the 2-hour delay, that's a good call.
Okay,
yeah.
now once it stops, I mean, will this be an issue at all for us anymore?
No, so really keep on monitoring everything, and I really think this will be out of here, maybe across the Eastern Shore, maybe around 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
not too bad,
in,
yeah.
it's out, a very quick mover, guys. But also we have some windy conditions that's going along
Sure
with
do.
this. Yeah, Adrian's going to have that side of the story. Let's talk about what's going on with that snow this morning, guys. So we can see this snow, and you know, this is going to be really bad for our neighbors off to the north and east as this area of low pressure will continue to ride up along the coast. What we're dealing with this morning, snow has come down across the area. I do want to show you some areas where we are dealing with that snow already. So we can see that once again back across Westminster, Carroll County, Frederick County. That's where we're dealing with the worst of it right now for the most part, just plain snow. Dealing with a dry slot you can see around northern Baltimore County as of now. So along I-83, that stretch, but that will continue to pretty much fill back in as we go through the morning hours as well. And then we talk about this line right here. That is that rain snow line that we always get through Maryland, right? And we're starting to see that switch over at that point where you're seeing some of the purples and pinks there. So around Baltimore in the city, you could be dealing with a little bit of sleet happening across that area. And then you bounce over to the north, or south rather, I should say, of the city and still dealing with plain rain. We can see that around Edgewood this morning as well. And then we slide over towards northeast. So now we're in Cecil County, and always going to talk about Cecil County today because they actually do have a winter storm warning for them. That's the most serious that you really can get. A warning is always more serious than a watch or an advisory. And with that, they could see possibly up to maybe 6 inches, maybe even more than that. I'm going to show you some of those totals in a matter of moments. But this is what we're working with once again. The big picture, rain on the south side of Baltimore across the Eastern Shore at this point. The further to the south you go today, just maybe a slushy mess out there. We're getting those big, fat, wet snowflakes coming in across the area today. There's that area of low pressure that will continue to work its way off to the east. Behind the system, very blustery, definitely feeling that this morning. Temperatures have continued to fall this morning, and they will continue to do so as we go throughout the rest of today. We already reached our high at midnight, coming in right around 51 degrees. ABC 2's most accurate futurecast goes into motion, and again, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, things are going to start to taper off. We'll start to wind down. So for the rest of the day, things looking pretty good. This is what we look like with that snow forecast, though. So again, the further to the north and east you go, that's where that winter storm warning is, and they could see 5+ inches, over 6 inches there, not out of the question at all. We're looking at the slushy rain. The further to the south you go around Baltimore County, Anne Arundel County, even over that, in that area, I should say, possibly 2 to 4. You can see Cockeysville, Westminster. We'll see how these numbers all add up. Once again, leaving you with this day planner. Snow this morning, rain, gusty conditions, and with that, let's send it out to Adrian. Adrian, how gusty are we talking? You have the windy side of this story.
Oh my goodness. Well, in addition to the plethora of precipitation that we've got here this morning, we're also contending with high winds across the region. Wind advisories have been issued across sections of the Eastern Shore. That's where we could see gusts upwards of 50 miles per hour here today. And right now, on the breezy side already, sustained winds on the order of 15 to 25 miles per hour. And as we head throughout the course of the day, we're going to continue to see these numbers just stick with us. We could see gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour here across sections of the region. So keeping that in mind as you do head out and about. As mentioned, those wind advisories, you can see them here. They go through this evening across the Eastern Shore. So keeping that in mind as well. It is going to be quite windy out there. And once you factor in the winds along with the temperatures that have dropped off significantly, it feels quite chilly out here, especially compared to what we just had 24 hours ago. Yesterday in the 70s, today a large part of the day going to be in the 30s. Once you factor in the winds, yeah, it's not going to be feeling pretty out here across our area. So definitely keeping all that in mind. You have to grab the layers once again as you do head out and about.